so traumatic that truly talking about it triggers me.
I touch that 5 for you. I do that 3 more times again. I testify for you. I told I like you, that bitch. I do it all and I'm around. You scared to do it. I'm not. As long as you joking, now here for me.
Hey y'all, it's Nurse Queen. I'm back today with a new video. So this video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a life update. I have been gone from YouTube for a long 8 months. And when I tell you all, these 8 months have been the most transitional points of my life. I have accomplished, failed, heartbreak, ups, downs, pivot, transition. Damn! So many things have happened and I'm ready to share my story. On Instagram, you all see the glitz and glamour, but on YouTube, I want to get raw and to the point and be very transparent to let you all know that I go through shit.
Yeah, I'm fighting for my life.
And I go through a lot of it. So let's get into it. So y'all, my life has been a roller coaster. When I say literally a roller coaster, I don't know if y'all been to Six Flags before. All of my Chicago babes, like the Raging Bull, like literally you go all the way to the top, you're at the top and like, literally that's what my life felt like the entire 8 months. Ups, downs, pivots, transition, dips, flips, all the things. And truly, I had no grasp of what was going on. I was literally spiraling. I felt like life was a complete rat race. It was really crazy to me. Every time I looked up, there was a plot twist. Plot was thickening. I literally thought that there was a camera on the wall and Ashton Kutcher was gonna jump out and say that I was punked because the things that were happening were so crazy. But we're gonna get into it in this video and I'm gonna give you some insight of what my life looked like. My life was in a consistent Mercury retrograde. And if you are into Mercury retrograde, you know exactly what I mean. Almost felt like life was beating my ass. Like literally life and her homegirls came, they beat my ass, they put me in a full Nelson, and truly I felt like I was in a chokehold. But all I can say is there is light at the end of the tunnel and I'm finally at the light. Do I feel like there's still a rat race? Yes, I do. But I feel like I have a grasp on things and things are looking better. I truly, truly love the fact that I went through the process, and anything I can tell to anyone is to trust the process because it may feel uncomfortable, but I'm gonna tell you, after that uncomfortable feeling is going to be a plethora of success. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I got some wine. I'm here by myself, but I have y'all. So we're gonna drink a little bit of boo. This is my favorite champagne. And we're gonna get started. It's gonna be a lengthy video, but I want y'all to stay along this ride because I'm going to be telling you all some things that I have not even told some of my best friends, my family, my previous partners, and yeah, it's going to be a lot. And I just want to make sure that you all understand that we're locked in and this YouTube bag is different, and what I can say is consistency is going to be there. But we'll talk about that on the later side. Let's get into it. So y'all, boo, it's my favorite champagne. So we're gonna get into this. I'm here by myself, BTW, so we're drinking this together. Let's get into it. Okay guys, let's go. I have my champagne and you should grab a glass of wine, champagne, maybe a shot. This video is going to be amazing. It's going to be so revealing. I am going to spill all the beans and drop all the gems. So let's get into it. Let me go and take a sip. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to start by saying thank you to all of my subscribers, all of my old, new subscribers. What I can say is that you are the reason that I'm coming back to YouTube and I'm coming back strong for you. While I was gone a long 8 months, you all have kept me monetized. You have engaged, you have commented, you have done all the things to make sure that you continue to pour into my YouTube, and also let me know what you need, such as content, and how much of an inspiration I've been to you all. That is a game changer for me, and I'm super excited to be back and be back better and in a position to be a vessel to you all. So thank you. If you are new here and you do not know who I am, go back to some previous videos and figure out who I am. And for my old subscribers, honestly, I'm a new person. Like, I'm not the same Nurse Queen I was 8 months ago. Actually, low-key is not Nurse Queen anymore. It's Midwife Queen because your girl passed boards and she graduated. Period. I just want to end by saying thank you to all of my old and new subscribers. You all are my community. I'm super locked in to continuing to put content out for you all, for inspiration, for pivots, for new accomplishments, whatever that looks like for you. I am here. So if you are new, whatever that may be, like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna get right into this video. So let's go. Okay, y'all, so Loki got the chills a little bit because I'm about to tell y'all some stuff truly that I probably haven't told anyone. Woo, my best friend gonna be pissed. Pissed, yes. Okay, y'all, so let's get into it. I just sipped on my champagne, so I'm feeling myself. And yeah, so life update. The last time I was here, I feel like I was very like general in what I spoke about. I was talking about my Bali trip, about me being a midwife student, and just really talking about the surface levels things, but we're gonna get deep and dirty, literally. So yeah, so back in November of 2022, I started clinical for midwifery. So as you all know, I am an L&D nurse by trade. So I've been a labor and delivery nurse for about, I'll say 7 years, and I've done travel nursing, crisis nursing. I've been in midwifery school for almost a year and a half, and in November of 2022, I started my clinical. Clinical basically is where you go in and you get the hands-on portion of delivering babies, seeing what that looks like. So I started in November 2022. November 2022 was crazy because I was working part-time as an L&D nurse. I was a full-time midwifery clinical student. I was running my IV hydration business full-time. I was a part-time content creator and nurse influencer. So many things were going on at once, and I truly felt like I was spiraling. But I didn't want anything to go because I loved every single aspect of my life. So y'all, I started clinical, and this is of November of 2022, and it was amazing. I caught my first baby, probably like my second shift in, and I truly felt like this was the best decision of my life. And we'll get into that later. But I started clinical, and I also was working bedside as an L&D nurse. What I realized is that I wasn't able to completely pivot into becoming a midwife student because I was so used to being an L&D nurse. And because the settings are so similar, it was hard for me to transition from nurse to provider. So I had so many hiccups with my learning process. I felt like I should have known more. I should have been excelling faster, and I just didn't feel like I was getting a grasp on things. So thinking about those things and like kind of transitioning into December, I had the opportunity to host a trip in Ghana. So I went to Ghana for Afrochella, which is Deti December, and I had the time of my life, y'all. Went to Ghana, had a ball, did community service, met amazing people, and literally networked like no other. I did so much networking, and I met such amazing, impactful Black excellence that honestly, when I got back on that plane from Ghana of December 2022, going into January of 2023, I quit bedside nursing. It was the hardest decision of my life because I love bedside nursing. I love being an L&D nurse. I love the aspect of that, but something had to go. I had too many things going on. IV hydration business, bedside nursing, midwife student, content creator, nurse influencer, sister, friend, daughter, all the things. So at that point, I'm like, something had to go. And unfortunately, bedside nursing was it. And that was the only moment that I felt like I was able to fully immerse as a midwife student. So at this point, guys, we're in January of 2023. I'm super excited to be a full-time midwifery student, but what I'm thinking is like, OMG, I have no other choice but to tap into my IV hydration full-time and content creation. That's where my life took a turn for the best, and we'll get into all the details, but at that moment when I quit bedside nursing because I had to and my back was against the wall, I full-blown tapped into what content creation looked like for me. Pouring into my IV hydration business full-time looked like for me. So with that being said, I was able to really capitalize off of the extra time that I had, but still fully immersed as a midwife student. So as we're in January of 2023, I moved my mom to Washington, D.C. I knew that Chicago was not the place for her anymore. I wanted her to be closer. I wanted to pour into her and just kind of repay her for all she's done for me throughout my entire life. So my sister and I, my twin sister, we moved my mom to DC, and it was the greatest feeling, the greatest accomplishments that I could have ever accomplished, and I'm super grateful for that. So now that we're in January, I am pivoting, I'm doing my thing, I'm being a midwife student. I started to teach other nurses how to start their IV hydration business. I'm getting amazing brand deals. As I'm getting these different partnerships and brand deals, I'm literally thinking that, wow, I invested 36 hours a week to content and also brand deals and searching for these different opportunities. I'm making double the amount I did at the bedside. So it was a great feeling knowing that I'm able to survive beyond the bedside. On top of brand deals and content creation, I then started to tap into my IV hydration business full time. And when I say the opportunity came full circle, it was amazing. During that time, as everything is going well, I'm doing great in clinicals, I am tapping into my IV hydration business, I am being a content creator and making a lot of money from it, I had the most traumatic moment of my life. It was so traumatic that truly talking about it triggers me. It's crazy. Jesus Christ. And this is very transparent and me just putting it all out there. Basically, okay, y'all, basically, okay, I had to just take a breather. I took a breather because it was very traumatic for me. But February of 2022, you know, as I'm saying, I'm excelling, I'm doing all the things, I'm showing up for myself, I'm living my best life as a millennial nurse and doing it well. Basically, I had the biggest heartbreak of my life. Like, it was so traumatic that I truly didn't think that I would live to tell this story. I can smile, I can laugh about it now, but going through that from February on, it was very traumatic because, you know, going through a heartbreak is one thing, but knowing that you kind of like came to DC to strengthen your relationship with your partner and grow. And for me, being in the setting of DC, knowing that, you know, I kind of came here to strengthen my relationship, I felt like everything was kind of stripped from me because it's kind of all I knew. That was a big priority for me, which I feel like I definitely should have prioritized other things, but I didn't. So during that time, early March of 2023, I was going through the biggest heartbreak of my life, and it was so traumatic because I cried. I truly felt like I would not live to see another day, and honestly, it was the most pivotal moment of my life because I had to do a lot of self-reflection. I had to create a lot of self-worth. I had to physically pick myself up out of bed and like push through. No one talks about how working in women's health, whether it's labor and delivery, midwifery, women's nurse practitioner, whatever you're dealing with, birth and labor and happy moments, no one talks about you being the provider or you being the nurse and you having to navigate those experiences and navigating those settings. So for me, yes, I was going through a heartbreak, but I still had to show up as a midwifery student and deliver babies with happy couples and really not bring my personal life into work or bring my personal life into clinical. So it was a hard transition for me because every day that I had to go to clinical and smile and just show up as my best self, not only as a student, but also as a provider to my patients, I also had to go home and cry alone and figure out how I'm going to get to the next, you know, chapter of my life. And is this the end? So with that being said, it is the end. That's all. And I'm not one of the girls that spin the block. I truly, you know my worth, and I know that what's for me is going to be for me. So March of 2023, my ex and I broke up, and I'm the girly that literally gives herself 24 to 72 hours to cry, to feel the feels, to be depressed, to sleep in the bed. But after that, I'm locked in. I'm moving on. I'm doing my self-reflection. I'm doing my healing, and I'm getting to the next moment. My exes can say anything about me, but one thing they can't say is that I don't level up. That once they see me in the next life, that I'm not better. Because babe, every time you see me, I'm gonna be 10%, 20% better. And that's on period. After that moment, after I tapped out of my hurt girl era, I basically tapped into my nurse boss era. I'm like, what does that look like for me? Tapping into my nurse boss era, like I said, I was not working bedside anymore. So basically, I full throttle went hard for my IV hydration business. I went in for nurse influencer. Also, on top of that, I fully immersed as a student nurse midwife, and I was making sure that I was taking my education serious. I was taking all the call. I was showing up, taking all the hours. And midwifery is different from like F&P or WH&P because as a midwife student, you low-key have to be available 24/7 to meet your numbers because babies come at any time of the night. So I literally had to get 40 births in order to be compliant, and also like 675 hours. So that looked like me waking up at 1 a.m. in the morning because a patient is coming in labor and I have to be there with them and deliver their baby, or me being on call for 12 hours or 16 hours, whatever that may look like at the hospital. So I was fully immersed as a student, and when I say I was there so much, truly, it was crazy, but I met my numbers, and that's what a midwife is like. You're on call 24/7. So it gave me a full picture of what that looked like. I worked at a hospital and a birth center, so it was double the volume. So I definitely met my numbers. Also on top of that, that meant I was on call a little bit more than normal, which was fine. Just to tell you that I was literally up almost 24 to 36 hours at times.
I'm tired, boss.
But neither here nor there, I had an amazing experience as a midwife student. I completed my clinical. I had the best preceptors there was known to mankind. They are legends in the midwife world, and I'm so grateful to have learned from them. Honestly, if I can do it again, I probably would try to do it better, but they are literally my role models. I'm so grateful that I was able to learn from them. So once that moment passed and I was in clinical, y'all, I was going full throttle for my IV hydration business. I hired a brand consultant, and we were locked in with partnerships. Now, partnerships for our business were different. We were locking in with Pilates studios, gyms, Lobos, Solid Core, Lululemon. All these different partnerships were coming about, and we were able to grow our IV hydration business here in the DC area where no one knew about IV hydration. So that was a game changer for me. I share all of this on Instagram. I share all of my moments of how we grew, and we had the events, and we networked, and we really grew our business from ground zero. We hit 6 figures in under a year, which is crazy because we only dedicated about part-time of our energy to it. So y'all, when I say Royal Renewal Wellness Spa, which is my IV hydration baby, has grown like no other, I'm so happy to be on the other side of things because entrepreneurship is very, very hard. That is another video to get into, but just know that Royal Renewal Wellness Spa is thriving. We have so much in store for 2024, and we are breaking barriers here in DC. So if you want to learn from me, learn from me. If you want to become a client, book us at the link down below. But next topic. So at this moment, I'm doing all the things. I'm networking for my personal brand, my business, and just getting out there in DC and really figuring out what DC looks like for me and can I call this place home. And sure enough, I could. But what I realized is that I did not have a girl gang. I didn't have girls that I can just hit up and be like, hey, like, let's link. Of course, my twin sister lives in DC as well. I had a couple of friends, but I didn't have my true core group of friends. And that was really shocking to me because I'm a girl's girl. But what I realized is that I was so consumed in my relationship, I wasn't able to fully immerse in DC and really find my girl gang. So that was something I prayed about. I definitely didn't go out like looking for friends, but I feel like, you know, the universe aligned and I created the space, and sure enough, I started to gain genuine reciprocal relationships with women. And when I say that my girl gang now, we're locked in, I love them, and it was just like a great feeling to know that I now have my people that I can call in DC. I now have my genuine friends that I can confide in. I have those reciprocal, equally yoked relationships in a place that I want to plant roots. So, you know, being very intentional about pivoting around DC, I was happy that, you know, the breakup, it was like a full circle moment because I was able to put that energy into other relationships and really grow. So I love that. So once I left YouTube 8 months ago, I really still was dedicated to the nursing community, but it was different. I was dedicated from Instagram and different social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and that looked completely different from YouTube videos. I started to put out more reels that were very helpful to the nursing community. And on top of that, I started to see how inspired people were, how much of a vessel I was to nurses. So I started to basically host events. My events have been life changes. They are basically brunches catered to the millennial nurse. My platform is called Millennial Nurse Boss, and basically I host yearly brunches and yearly happy hours where I cater to the nursing community on a different scale. This is not a panel discussion. This is not a conference. This is simply a space for us to connect, to grow, and to figure out what is my purpose in the nursing industry. And when I tell you all, my events have been amazing. I have met new friends, I have met new nurses, partnerships, business partners, and people that literally are locked in for life. So what I can say, there is so much beauty in networking. So bringing that into the nursing field and creating the Millennial Nurse Boss is something that I continue to do. I also have an app that I created for nurses, y'all. So basically it's like a digital way to network, and it's so cool. I'll have a whole video to put out about that, but on top of the events, I also have the app, and the Millennial Nurse Boss have been life-changing, not only to me, but to my community. So yes, I haven't gone from YouTube, y'all, but I have been locked into what you all need at a different scale, and I'm so excited for 2024 because we are leveling up, and we're leveling up together. So after all the travels, of course, I always have been an advocate for live your best life on your terms. So although I was a midwife student, I was in school and very stressed out, I still made it a priority to have a very fun life. So on top of the travels, I also made sure that I did the events. And I know that you all are gonna ask, because I was broken up, was I dating? We're gonna get into that in a few minutes because yeah. But I was really locked into me. I was so locked in with myself that I think that it was the most self-revealing moment ever, because I was able to figure out who Queen was, what I wanted to become, and start to show up as her. So it was such a beautiful moment to go through the heartbreak and then come out on the other side like a bigger and better person. So I'm super grateful for that. So after I completed clinical, y'all, I had to go into full throttle study for boards. Like study for boards to become a certified midwife, a certified nurse midwife. Like that's crazy to me. I've been a nurse for so long. So to go from nurse to provider to full-blown delivering babies, that is such a beautiful transition. And yes, I've delivered babies as an L&D nurse, like when the doctors haven't made it. But what I can say, doing it as a midwife is a different feeling. Like the adrenaline that you feel from every single birth is so incredible. The cries, the laughs, the screams that you hear when women physically deliver their baby, so beautiful. And I'm so grateful to now be a midwife. Boards, crazy time to be alive. Like when I tell you all that I have to have a whole video on what boards felt like and what it looked like, it was real crazy. And honestly, it was the second most traumatic moment of my life. Actually, it may be runner up, it may be number one. But what I can say is that I'm here, I'm a midwife, and I have made it to the other side. So y'all, studying for boards was crazy. When I tell you all, I was literally treating studying like a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every single day, studying and not knowing if I was going to pass boards. It was truly traumatizing. Honestly, heartbreak, boards, two most traumatic moments of my life. Like midwifery boards was definitely worse than NCLEX because it was so much work put into it. This is different. I mean, definitely the test was anxiety driven. I was literally shaking, like it was really crazy. But that is a story in itself, y'all. Like when I say boards almost took me out the game, like y'all, like I physically felt like, truly like I was dying, like physically felt like death. But what I can say is that I'm on the other side now. I am a midwife and I'm here. So it's going to be a whole video dedicated to boards and how there were ups and there was downs. And I want to be completely transparent on my journey of what that looked like for me. It was hard, y'all. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And truly, if you're studying for NCLEX, if you're studying for boards, MP, midwifery, it was hard. And yeah, like even thinking about the days, like it was pretty hard. But like I said, another day, another video. So when I was studying for boards, honestly, I was so locked into studying. I didn't care about dating. I didn't care about getting back out there. Now, the question is, did I start dating after my breakup? And the answer is yes. Yes, I did take some time. I took some time to heal, y'all. I wasn't one of those girls that just jump back into a relationship or try to jump back into things. But I did start dating. I'm not gonna tell y'all a timeline of events. These are things that I haven't even shared with people that talk to me like almost weekly. But I did start dating, and literally when I say dating, it's not really as ghetto as they say it is. Now, you know, a lot of people say that dating pool has piss in it, and that's not a lie. The dating pool does have piss in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But once you smell that piss, go about your day. And I'm a big advocate for once I recognize red flags, I move on. I don't hold on to it. I don't try to paint another picture. I literally move on. For me personally, I show up as my best self at all times. I'm very transparent in what I want and what I don't want out of a situation. I truly didn't want a relationship at the point of me going back into dating, but I knew what I didn't want. And honestly, I was very big on that. So one thing about Queen would cut MFer off really quick. So with that being said, yes, I did start dating. Was it ghetto? Not really, in my opinion. It was just like a learning lesson. My friends would call me a novice at dating because honestly, I was one. I was locked into a relationship for almost 4 years. Before that, had a little situationship, and before that, relationship for almost 2.5 years. So I am a novice at dating, but like I said, I'm a big advocate in knowing what I want and what I don't want. So with that being said, where am I at now with dating? That's a to be continue. I definitely don't want to put too many things out there. All I'm gonna say is I love it here, y'all. So that's all we gonna say. Another video, another day. I don't want to jinx anything. Just know that things are going well in my love life. And yes, your girl is getting everything that she deserves mentally, emotionally, and I love that for me. So with that being said, you know, if any like woman out here is watching this and they're going through a transition and not really understanding what's happening after they have a heartbreak or they break up with their previous partner, just know that there's light at the end of the tunnel and your standards have to be set. When you create your prayer for what you want, be very, very, very specific. But if you want a video on relationships, dating advice, we can do that too. But right now we're gonna get on to the next topic. So we're done talking about dating. So now we're gonna get into what have I been doing with nurse content creation. So nurse content creation has been major for me. I have gotten brand deals, I have hosted trips, I have literally been able to post reels and get revenue and monetize from that. So with that being said, I'm on another level of what content creation and nurse influencer looks like. Honestly, I think it's been a game changer for me. I love the fact that I'm able to pivot from the bedside whenever I want to. And y'all, I just hosted a trip to Bali. I hosted a trip to Bali with 10 beautiful nurses. We went out there for about 7 days and we had the time of our lives. We ate, we drank, we danced, we had fun, we did community service, we cooked. It was amazing. And I think that for me, it was just so beautiful to be in a space to bring nurses together and help them not only network with me, but network with each other. So I am hosting more trips. Stay on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, the Bali trip was life-changing for me. When I went to the Bali trip, I definitely was trying to get a lot of clarity. I know that Bali is big on energy and alignment, and I wanted to go there because I felt that I had so many things going on again, and honestly I needed the clarity and I needed balance, and I didn't have that. So going to Bali was a very pivotal moment for me, and I think that coming out on the other side, I received so much clarity, I felt lighter, and I felt like I was ready to tap into Q4 starting in November. So that was such an amazing time, and I'm so excited for all the trips to come in 2024 because we have so many things in store, so make sure y'all stay on the lookout for that. Next, I graduated, y'all. So after I passed boards, which was like in August, I then graduated in September. When I tell you all, graduation was so emotional for me because during this year, I have lost people. I have gained through friendships. I have sought out new opportunities, received them. I have failed. I have been disappointed. It's been so many roller coasters, not only associated with school, but associated with life. And what I can say that me walking across the stage to get my master's, knowing where I came from, it was such a beautiful moment. My mom was there, my twin sister was there, my best friends, Nikki, Whitney, they were there, and y'all, my god baby came all the way from Chicago to join me for my graduation. So walking across the stage, being a Black woman from the south side of Chicago, walking across the stage to get my master's in midwifery was groundbreaking. It's amazing to me because where I come from, people don't get degrees, let alone don't get masters. So honestly, being that 1%, I'm definitely happy to be, you know, a face for younger Black women that may want to be in this field or want to grow and pivot and become midwives. What I can say is this is my purpose, and I cannot wait to deliver every Black baby and take care of every Black mom, continue to dismantle racial disparities associated with Black women and decrease the mortality rates. That's my little tidbit on the statistical facts about Black women. But what I can say is that I'm ready. I'm ready to get into birth work and really be an advocate for my patients, deliver their babies, decrease the mortality rates for Black women. So excited about that. Walking across the stage was amazing. My graduation was in Kentucky, y'all. Y'all know I went to Kentucky State University. So being back in Kentucky definitely was like a full circle moment. I graduated at the Rupp Arena in Lexington, and it was great. Like, I walked across the stage, got my degree, but y'all thought I was gonna celebrate in Kentucky? Look at me. What? Like, no, wasn't gonna celebrate in Kentucky, right? So I did the craziest thing. My graduation was September 23rd. Literally, I graduated, walked across the stage September 23rd, spent the night in Kentucky, woke up the next morning, it's pouring down raining, and literally I thought my flight was gonna get canceled, but it didn't, and I took a flight back to DC to have my graduation party. So yes, after I left from Kentucky, I then went to my graduation party, and the theme was Melanated Rock Nation brunch, y'all. When I say all of my people, they stepped, they came in, they did their big one. What? You couldn't tell them nothing. I wanted to highlight Black excellence. I wanted to show people out there that yes, I'm a Black midwife, I am breaking barriers, but also my friends and my supporters, they're dominating whatever field or industry they're in, and they're looking good doing it. So when I tell you my friends and family, they came out and they stepped, I love to see it. People came from near and far, my sorority sisters, my friends from Chicago, my friends from DC, my mom, my twin sisters, my best friends, everybody was there truly to support me, and it was such a great feeling because, as you all know, I'm a twin. I never really get individual celebrations, so to get that individual celebration and just feel the love from near and far, game changer. Everyone that knows Queen, me, they know that I fly in and out of cities to support everyone, so to have that reciprocal energy was major. So everyone who came to our graduation, if you couldn't have been there and you actually showed up in another way, I love you for life. We're locked in. Genuinely, like, I love everyone who supported me throughout that journey, because it was not easy. Truly, it was hard, and truly the process was ups and downs, disappointments, failures, all the things. And like I said, I'll share that at a later time because I don't even want to talk about it while we're talking about this happy life update. But yes, I also, like I told you all, have fostered new relationships, new and old. So I feel rooted in DC. I feel like DC is now home. So I love that for me. In addition to that, you know, we talked about dating for a little minute. I definitely do love my dynamic right now, so I cannot complain about what's going on. What I can say is that I chose me, no matter what. I chose me, and here I am, and I'm so happy that I was able to do that and recognize that I matter over everyone. Like, nobody else matters. Like, Queen is always going to be the #1 priority. And when I put things into perspective and started to choose me and started to heal and reflect, it was open space and opportunity for new relationships to be fostered. So all I'm gonna say is that I love it here, and I have no complaints at all. Everyone is asking, are you gonna start working as a midwife? Have you found a job? What is going on? You graduated in September, you passed boards in August. And I'm like, bro, like, let me live, like, what is going on? But the answer is yes, y'all. Yes, I found a job as a midwife at a practice that serves my patient population that I want to serve. And also, the schedule is amazing. So I'm very excited to have accepted that position, 1. And 2, I'll be sharing a little bit more about that in detail down the line. But yes, I am going to be working as a midwife coming probably April to May of 2024. So happy to have revealed that via YouTube. You all are the first to know about my job offer and about me making that major transition. So yes, I cannot wait to share more about that. Okay guys, lastly, I want to leave you all with some motivational words. So definitely I've been gone for a while, almost 8 months, but what I can say is that I am locked in to being consistent on YouTube. You all have been a continued support. No matter how distant or present I have been, you have been there. So I want to be there for you all in return, especially now that I have my social media manager and also I have more time. So with that being said, let me know what you all want to know. With all I have told you all I can say is that trust the process. Looking back 8 months ago and realizing all the things that I've been through, I truly didn't think that I would come out alive, honestly. Like, I was mentally, emotionally, physically broken, and knowing that I went through all those things and that there was light at the end of the tunnel, although I thought it was a 0% chance of there being that, I am here now, and I know that if you all are going through something that you feel like there's no light, there's no up, know that you have to continue to push through and recognize what's for you. Maybe something has to go. Maybe someone has to go. And the universe and God will align everything how it's supposed to be. So with that being said, my takeaways from today are trust the process, bet on you 100%, and create space. Create space for things, create space for people, because you never know like what the next chapter of your life will look like. And right now I'm living in my wildest dreams. So if you are new here and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you are old here, make sure you all like and comment under this video. I'm so happy to be back with you all. I'm truly saying this because I feel like you all are family and you have supported me like no other. You all say that I'm inspiration to you all, but you all are inspiration to me. Just knowing how much information you all continue to search on YouTube, to even be here to watch this video is day one of whatever journey you may be on. So life update is completed. In the meantime, make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to be doing weekly vlogs. Weekly vlogs, meaning that I'll be posting every single Thursday, y'all. So go ahead and stay on the lookout for that. The consistency is coming. If there's no consistency, I want y'all to comment and call me out and hold me accountable, because why wouldn't I be consistent after I told y'all I was gonna be consistent, you know? Like, let's make it make sense. But neither here nor there. Love y'all. I'm hosting many events in 2024, so if you all want to pull up in person, whether it's a trip or an event, I will be there and I would love to meet you all, and just let me know how I can be a vessel to you all. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great holiday and chat with you all soon. Bye.